Grant Udinski, who turned 30 yesterday, will interview for the Browns head coaching job tomorrow. He's Jacksonville's offensive coordinator. Doesn't call the plays. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence with his thoughts on Udinski.
He's helped me a lot. I mean, he's really unique. I've never really met anyone like him. You know, the way he approaches just the preparation process, the attention to detail, just the game planning in general, the things that he thinks about, the conversations that we have throughout the whole week. I mean, it's a very, very detailed process, and it seems like, we don't leave. There's no stones that are left unturned in his approach with us in the QB room, and obviously Spence as well as a QB coach. We're all kind of doing it together, and the rest of the guys in there. So there's a lot of hands in there that are helping making it go. But obviously Grant is one of the big factors, and he oversees it, and he's done a great job. Really, just from our conversations back in the spring, and his just, I guess, knowledge of the system and understanding the run game, the pass game, and clearly communicating it to me so I could learn it quickly, when we're installing the system. But then now, from a game plan, there's so many specific things that you're looking for when you're planning against the defense, and he's helped me a lot see things quicker, pick up on different tendencies a defense might have, and he's been awesome for me.
So welcome in Jake Burns from BrownsFilmBreakdown.com. Jake, the appeal of Grant Udinski, again, a young guy, 30, and has never called plays.
Yeah, I think it's all about what I hate to say this, but it's a lot about what we don't know, right? It's quotes like that from Trevor. There are quotes like that from Kevin O'Connell, Josh McCown, guys he's worked with, and Liam Cohen obviously feels the same way about him. There are just quotes about the person and the communicator and the process type guy he is that you don't really hear about somebody this young very often. So you illuminated the part that's the most concerning. He's never been a full position coach. He was, if you track it and trace his coaching career, is very interesting. And I won't spoil that if somebody wants to go search it out, but very much self-made. Did a whole deal at Baylor where he got on there by basically just showing up and being around their spring practices, sleeping in his own car, impressed them enough at the spring to bring him back as a GA. Gets in there with Matt Rule, with Matt Rule, takes him to Carolina with him. He impresses people in Carolina who offer him the opportunity to go to Minnesota, meets Kevin O'Connell, starts to take off, starts to be these people that realize he's one of the most unique sorts of people they've ever met, the way he looks at the game, the way he communicates, the way he processes information. And from there, he gets an opportunity to be an assistant offensive coordinator, but again, never handles a full-time job as a position, like a full position coach job. And then obviously never has done the offensive coordinator role where he's calling plays. So there are some elements of things that I can understand people certainly being concerned about. However, if you look at the responsibilities of what people have given him, and this can again be traced by some articles written about him and different things where coaches such as O'Connell and Josh McCown talk about the trust they placed in him to do full preparation for quarterbacks, to work specific periods of the practice and game plan orientation that were about like very serious things, getting a team ready, blitz period, managing how quarterbacks work their eyes through blitz progression, it's just, I won't try to bore too much with the details, but it's not normal for a guy that young to be trusted that much. So ultimately, I don't know if he's ready to be a head coach. What I do know is that the things that are being said about him, the leadership traits, the communication traits, the process traits are very abnormal for the age. So if they hire him, I don't think anybody can guarantee he's going to do a great job. But what it does seem to be is a consensus that he's going to be a great head coach at some point, probably earlier than later. So for the Browns, it's managing like we believe in this young man, which is very possible. They have to actually formally interview him on Saturday. If they believe in him, is it too early, though? That's the thing. But then if it gets to that point again, will you have another chance to hire him? It's a lot to weigh there. You could obviously certainly work through like tying him with a veteran set of coordinators who work with him and do a good job of handling their sides of the ball, while Grant is more of the overseer, communicator, or he's the focus of your offense. I'm not sure. Again, that's stuff that you have to vet out through interviews, but he's almost like There was a very good article written about him in the Minnesota Tribune where JJ McCarthy was talking about him and basically equated him to like should be the Dos Equis man. He's like one of the most interesting people that are out there. Like, and you hear this from Kevin O'Connell, who's like, you feel like you're interviewing at times, like to give a hypothetical here. He said something along the lines of like, you're interviewing him for a job at a car wash, but you think this guy could build a car from the ground up. Like, he just seems to strike people as one of the most intelligent people that they come across, but also very down to earth, very much a great communicator, very much rooted in like humble. And it just is, it's a set of things you don't normally hear about somebody this young. And I think that's what's captivated Browns fans of like, this guy could be a young prodigy at the role. But again, that's people looking at things from a very zoomed out perspective. You have to ultimately see what he's like up close and personal, what he can handle and what he can't. Can he build a coaching staff around him? Does he have the right connections to do that? It's a lot there.
The other thing is, think about what goes on with being the Browns head coach. You know, one year you have Deshaun Watson, another year it's Shedeur Sanders. And
Right.
that's on top of, okay, you've got to be a head coach for the first time. You also may have to call plays for the first. You're kind of, that's my concern with a young guy. No matter how talented and how bright they are, there's a lot that goes into being the head coach of this franchise.